Welcome back to my Across New Horizons. I'm dear darling, and shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today? Well, I'll be relaxing as per usual. The omelette is gone. Oh no. The omelette being gone completely messed up my train of thought, but I don't know what I was going to talk about. Oh, what I was going to talk about, Arcane Season 2 releases today. Be watching it with some friends, at least the first 3 episodes. Later on today, I'll let you know how it goes tomorrow. Well, actually, I probably won't actually talk about it until it's all completely over. I mean, a little bit while over, so there's no spoilers. But hello everyone, right now in Fawnhallow, it's 12:11 PM on Saturday, November 9th, 2024. You might be like, did you watch it first, Riot Arcane Season 1? I did. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. The thing is, I don't really remember it as well as I thought I did. Because I was trying to think about sort of plot points of happen, and I feel like I remember vague plot points, but interestingly enough, I don't actually remember it as in detail as I thought I would have. But it has been like 3 years, 4 years? I honestly don't know how long it's been. And you might be like, what is Riot Arcane? Which is good. If you haven't heard of it in online spaces, that's kind of crazy. But, well, it's not that crazy. You know, everyone's got different, I was going to say field of views. That's not really the right word, but still. Everyone's got different things they pay attention to, but it's a story created by Riot Games about 2 of their characters from League of Legends. Well, not just 2 of the characters, but about 2 places, I suppose, in League of Legends, Piltover and Zorn, but 2 of the titular characters being Jinx and Vi. They are 2 pretty popular characters, honestly, when they were released. Like, I remember their release, and Vi was like the first one who came with a song, Here Comes Vi, and people were just like, whoa, yeah, this is hype. And when Jinx came out, and she like graffitied all the pages on a LOL site, and people were like, what's going on? And then her splash art was basically Vi's splash art, except for the entire thing was destroyed. People were like, whoa, this is awesome. And then Jinx also came with a song, Get Jinx, which, I don't know, I guess that's the start of Riot Games becoming a music company. I'm not actually sure if that's true. To be fair, they had a lot of good songs before. Like, Diana's release theme was one of the best, maybe the best? Nah, I don't know. It's hard to say, but competition's very high nowadays. And they released, I think they released orchestral pieces before then. And do they have a Pentacle album before then? I honestly can't remember anymore. The timeline's a bit fuzzy. But anyway, Riot Arcane Season 2 is coming out. And the TLDR from it is about the story of these 2 sisters who... I talked about it before, like after it first came out. And my overarching theme of Riot Arcane is just like the sort of dramatic irony of knowing things could have just worked out so nicely had things just gone a little bit different. It's an entire story of what like could have been, almost. Of like, if just this one thing was different, if this one character did things a little bit differently, if this one choice was not made, then how many of the problems didn't have to be. You know, but it's more like the consequences of the actions of the things happening, which makes it an engaging story nonetheless. So Season 2 is happening. I don't know necessarily. I guess it's going to... I'm not sure exactly what it's going to focus on, but I have high hopes because the first one was so good. As most people do. And it's been pretty hype, you know, because the first one was like reasonably advertised, like I believe, as it sort of like came out, but it was more like, I think it must have like caught fire like far harder than Riot must have imagined it is, because it not only, you know, people in League knew about it, you know, they released like Arcane skins and that sort of thing, and they definitely had a push for it with adverts here and there, but then I guess people, I can't imagine expected it to go as mainstream as it did. Like, it just blew up in mainstream media as well. People just went crazy for it. So now there's surprisingly been huge pushes for Riot Arcane Season 2. Fairly so, because, I mean, why not? So if you don't play League, like, they've released a new map for one of their modes called ARAM, which is a very sort of casual mode. And to be honest, the one that I play the most, whereas things are very sort of relaxed. You kind of just like, you play a random champion, and you're all basically in the same lane, and it's basically just like a teamfight brawl half the time. But we released a new map for it, based on Zorn versus Piltover, which are the 2 sort of city-states, or cities, question mark, in general. that you see. And honestly, it's a very nice looking map. I've read that people had some complaints with it about visual clarity, which I think is totally fair, because they replaced all the bushes in it with like steam, which I think is kind of cool. Like, it's very aesthetically fitting, but it's also like very hard to see the bushes. There's at one point during like the 6th time or something, with a 6th or 5th match, where my friend was just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just hiding with a bush," and I was like, I legit did not even know there was a bush there. I didn't realise it. So yeah, what else was I going to say about it? It's just cool. They have such a push running. They're releasing new skins. Like Caitlyn, Vi's getting a legendary. Caitlyn's getting like a prestige skin. I forgot what other skin. There's another. No, Singe got a skin as well. So yeah, like I think it's already out at this exact moment. I think. Don't quote me on that. That might not necessarily be true. So people are probably watching it. People are probably having a good time already. I hope it's good. It's a fun time to see the sort of hype surrounding it. But yeah, like there's been a big push from Riot, I suppose, to advertise it, of course, and incorporate it into their games. Like in TFT, which I'm pretty sure existed back when Riot Arcane was released. I remember they released Silco as a champion in a later version of TFT, but this one I think it is like Riot Arcane themed, maybe. At least I was looking at the TFT. I mean, like I can get the League client open. I was looking at the TFT tab on the League of Legends client, and there's like Riot Arcane people there, which I think are units in the game now. I don't know if Legends of Runeterra making it Riot Arcane themed. I assume they must be. Oh, whoa, key fragment. So loud, sorry. Yeah, there's a battle pass, Magic and Mayhem. Oh, maybe it's the next upcoming Arcane set. Yeah, we've got Teamfight Tactics into the Arcane. Into the Arcane. I've been making that joke the entire time with my friend. It's a parody of Into the Unknown. We've got Scar, we've got Smeech, we've got Savika, Rennie. I don't know who some of these people are. We've got Powder, Violet, Vanda. Then tomorrow we're going to see the next 3. 11-9. I don't know why this is ordered so weirdly, but you can pre-order the bundle. Yeah, so I assume that must be the upcoming patch. Exactly who, what's the word? What the new set is going to be about, what the new characters are going to be like. I assume, at least. I don't know, might not necessarily be true. That's kind of cool, isn't it? Well, at least I think it's kind of cool. To be like, yeah, these other... To see everything sort of come together cohesively from that universe. And very much sort of capitalising in it, being like, hey, yes, people loved the first one. Absolutely, we've got to tap into the potential here. And the second one, and make sure people know about it. Because otherwise, it's sort of just like, oh, it's like lost opportunities, isn't it? Yeah. So it's cool. It's cool to see this sort of like, I was gonna call it multi-level advertising. It's not what you would call it. All this advertising sort of come out surrounding it. Multimedia franchises I think are always cool. So when it all ties together because of one big event, I'm just like, yeah, it's like, I mean, it must be what people feel like when like Infinity War came out and like all the people were being summoned from the portals, and it was like, whoa, what an epic moment that's going on. All the superheroes coming together, it's like the same sort of thing. Actually, no, it's kind of like the opposite, isn't it? Rather than everyone coming together for like one game, like a crossover, it's like the opposite. It's like one thing disseminating out into all the other different little avenues, I never really thought about it, but that is literally the opposite of a crossover. It's like an overcross, I guess. It just makes no sense. So, what would the opposite of cross be? Let's see. Opposite of cross. Not Ross. of cross. Not the angry cross. To travel. Well, if anything, I guess you should call it a cross under, right? Because it's still like they're traveling to different places. It's just that instead of crossover of like things intermingling and going from one to the other, cross under means it's one of them spreading out to all of them. If that's not the official word, that's what I'm going to start calling it. Let's see if it's actually a thing. Cross under. It's a hockey term. But yeah, I don't really consider that. That's a very interesting concept, or one thing being spread out to all the other things. Because you call them crossovers, I guess, when they're in the other game, right? It's a crossover collaboration or something. Maybe it's not as much of an opposite as I thought when I think about it. At least not the opposite of a word crossover, I'd say. But it's more like the opposite of like all the gang coming together. All for one and one for all. But yeah, but long and short, it was basically, it's kind of cool to see all the things come together. It's almost a shame that when is 2XKO being released? Which I'm still not a fan of a name, to be particularly fair, but you know, Jinx and Echo are both in that game, aren't they? I don't know if Jinx is around release, but Echo certainly is. Right? So they have a sort of Piltover's own thing going on. I know there was meant to be other games that Riot was having, but they also did lay off like a huge proportion of their company. So I think most of those games are gone, which is, sorry, it's not really a laughing matter or something. It was just more of a nervous laughter, if anything. Which is a real big shame. But I also, at the same time, it's not like I played any of our other games, so I guess, you know, I'm part of the problem, isn't it? Anyway. Yeah, so, amusingly enough, I've not really seen anyone posting about Riot Arcane yet, but maybe that's because I'm not on the social medias. Excuse me. Social media circles where that's a bit more spoken out. I don't know why I screwed on that bottle lid right next to the microphone. ASMR. Yeah, I'm not really on the spaces where I assume they'll be seeing it. Or I'll be seeing it. But yeah, I don't know what else to say because I don't really know much about season 2. I watched the trailer, I think, but I don't remember what happened in the trailer. I'm really trying to remember what even happened in season 1, to be honest. Like, I remember the ending. The ending is so iconic to me, which I think just completely ties up, or completely exemplifies the entire story being about like I think the song which even plays is called What Could Have Been or something. And it just perfectly encapsulates that feeling that's pervasive throughout all of Riot Arcane of being like, we are so close. So close. But cruel fate didn't allow it. But yeah, I think it is actually released at the moment. So, we'll see how it goes. Later on, we'll see if it lives up to the hype. I mean, of course, they still have... this is only the first 3 episodes, so it's entirely possible that the later ones are like, ooh, those are ones which super pop off. These all lead up to them. Because I think that happened with the other one. We watched them in batches of 3. Watched the first 3 and then 4, 5, 6 were like, okay, and then 7, 8, 9 were like, whoa. Just absolutely crazy. Yeah. I don't know what else I was going to say about that. Yeah, this is just more surprising, if anything, that it's not really been much in a way of stuff I've seen online. Maybe it's not released yet. Hold on. When does Riot Arcane 2 release? I feel like my friend told me it was 7 AM. Is it released? Let's see. Netflix Riot Arcane. I don't have Netflix, to be fair. I do have a login, but let's see. Is it out? Episode season 2. It is out. Oh, there you go. So I hope it's a great old time. If you're watching it, if you're hyped for it, if you couldn't wait for it to come out, it's finally here. Yeah, just like cross-media sort of like marketing and promotion. I wish I had more to say about it. I didn't really think through this conversational piece before I was actually just like gonna dive into it. I was just more thinking about the ARAM map. It's a cool map. I know they've changed, despite the fact it's just one lane, they still managed to change the structure a decent amount. They got new NPC shopkeepers and new announcer. Love a robot. Love me a good robot shopkeeper. Love me a good fantasy robot. You know, as much as they're not part of a cool sort of world of like Forgotten Realms and D&D or whatever. I'm like, as soon as I saw Warforged, I was like, absolutely, I'm putting these robots, I'm putting these Warforged automatons into my world. I don't care what you say. Love fantasy robots. But yeah, I don't know what else I was going to say about this. It's just a cool map. It's just cool to see everything come together, even if they're not my favourite. Oh my god. Not my favourite champions and not my favourite region, or anything like that. It's cool to see everything come together. Like Ambessa as well. Like she's been released as a champion in League of Legends. I've not seen anyone play it yet, but I've also only played like 5 ARAM games. And her kit looks kind of cool. I don't know if she got actually a champion spotlight. Because normally they do that, but I don't know if that's still going on. Let's see. Ambessa champion spotlight. I can't remember if Wei got one. Oh no, she did get one day ago, I just didn't watch it. Anyway, I'm right now going to wrap this episode up here. I feel like the conversation has run dry with this. Just, I don't know, go watch Riot Arcane Season 1 and then go watch Season 2 if you haven't. We'll see how it goes, we can keep up with the hype together. So anyway, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope we see each other again, but for now it's our farewell. So until next time, bye bye for now.